Alright boys, today we'll be doing a top 10 best and worst Animal Crossing villagers out of all 391 villagers that can move onto your island. So I'm excited to show you guys my 10 favorites and my 10 least favorite animals. If you could, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It means so much to me and I really do appreciate it. With that being said, enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. So at number 10 on the list, we have Kashmir the Snooty sheep. Her birthday is April 2nd and she is a disaster. She's got the green face, makes me want to vomit. It looks like puke. The color's just horrid. I hate that color green, and it does not go well with the yellow antlers. It's just not a good look. Not a big fan of the sheeps in general, but Kashmir has to be the worst of the worst sheeps. Next up, at number 9, we have Carmen the peppy rabbit. Her birthday is January 6th, and I just cannot stand her face. I don't know what it is. Maybe that smile I don't like. Something about her I just do not like at all, and it just irritates me to look at her, and it would make me very upset if she was on my island. So that's why she's in my top 10, and that's all I have to say about her. I just don't like her face. At number 8, we have Graham the smug hamster, and he was born on June 20th. He's not that bad. I'm not a huge fan of the hamsters, but he's definitely one of the ugliest hamsters. He has that face of a high schooler who's like, thinks he's super smart and better than everyone. I'll just say that now. And the thing that I also don't really like is the color design. The yellow and the green don't really go together. Maybe if it was flipped the other way, majority being green, maybe that would look good, but the little bit of lime green just makes it look a little weird to me, and that's why he's 8 on the list. Next up, we have Biddy the Snooty hippo. She was born on October 6th, and let me just start off by saying she looks a bit special. No offense, but she does look special, and I don't like the way she looks. She just, weird haircut, weird eyeshadow color compared to the pink. I just feel like they don't really go together, and I'm just not a huge fan. That's all I really have to say about that. That's why she's 7th on the list. Alright, next up on the list, we've got Elise the Snooty monkey, and she was born on March 21st. Let me just start off by saying the thing I do not like the most is those lips and the mole under the lips. That is the main thing I really don't like. I just don't like moles in general, but the lips are all like, it kind of gives me the vibes of like those grandmas that are all like smoochy smoochy in the shows and stuff that you just don't want to be near. Kind of like SpongeBob's grandma, and you're just like, nah, stay away. But she's all like, come give grandma a smooch. But that's why she's here on my list. So let's move on to the next one. Next up on the list, we've got Rodney the smug hamster. He was born on November 10th, and I just really do not like him. I'm not a fan of the freckles, the colors, or just how his face is. He has those weird droopy eyes that I'm not really a fan of on any of the characters. His mouth, I'm not a huge fan of that. It just looks a little weird. The buck teeth, I guess that's a hamster thing, but it just doesn't really look well on him. And the freckles being pink especially, just do not look good. I don't like freckles in general, especially not on these guys, and it doesn't really fit. So that's about all I have to say about him. So let's go on to number 4. Okay, now we have Pietro the smug sheep, who was born on April 19th. Pietro, what are you doing, man? Just look at him. He's a clown. This dude's clowning around. and I don't want him clowning around on my island, that's for sure. Clowns are creepy. He's not really a creepy clown, but I just don't mess with clowns in general. I don't like his design. Why would they make one of them a clown? Doesn't really make sense to me, but it doesn't matter. He's a thing, so that's why he's there on my list, and that's where he will stay. Boys, we've entered the top 3 worst villagers in the game, and at that number 3 spot, it's gotta be Alice. Alice is so bad. There's nothing else to say. Alice is a normal koala who was born on August 19th, and just look at her. She's got the weird freckles, the weird hairdo, and she just looks really, really goofy. I do not like her at all. It just irritates me looking at her, and just like Carmen, I would not want her on my island because it would just upset me every morning that I have to wake up and see that. So she's getting that 3rd place, and that is final. At number 2, we've got Hazel the sisterly squirrel, and she was born on August 30th. Look at her. She's got the unibrow. I hate that so much. She's got that weird red hair. Everything about her just looks really weird and just off. I think this is one of the most controversial ones because a lot of people would probably think that I'd put her number 1, or just she wouldn't be on the list because a lot of people for some reason like her, but a lot more hate her. But she's not number 1 on my list. She's number 2, and don't get me wrong, she is hideous and I do not want her anywhere near my island. We've reached number 1, the top worst villager in Animal Crossing, and that is Tammy the Peppy Monkey, who was born on April 2nd. This may come as a huge shock to everybody watching this, but the reason is because Tammy has a special place in my heart. That one place is hatred. I hate Tammy so much. She's been on my island for so long, and I've just held this grudge against her. I just do not like her at all. She's a bad monkey, an ugly monkey, and she just doesn't want to leave my island. I've hit her in the head with a net about 200 times. I haven't talked to her in a whole week by now, and she still wants to stay on the island. I do not know how to get rid of her. She is the number 1 worst, in my opinion, in Animal Crossing, and I hope she leaves my island soon and never returns. Tammy, if you're listening to this, please leave my island. Please, I beg you. Please leave my island. I cannot stand you. You won't even believe it, but she had fleas today. She had fleas on my island. I didn't even take care of it, to be honest, because I did not want any interaction with her whatsoever, but she is the number 1, so let's move on to the top 10 best villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizon. Let me just say, getting through that 10 worst was a struggle, but now we're going upwards, and our number 10 spot is Jay the Jock Bird, who was born on July 17th, and my reason for choosing him is simple. It's because he was one of my main villagers on the Pocket Edition version. I played that for about a week, and Jay was really the only one that stood out to me, and he just has a special place. He just has to be on my top 10 list. It was a close call if I wanted to make him on the list, but overall I think he does make my top 10 list. Jay is a pretty cool looking bird. I like his color design, and I like his style. So let's move on to number 9. Now we're on to number 9, and he is Biff the Jock Hippo, who was born on March 29th. I knew I had to put this guy on my list when I saw him. He looks so cool. I needed a hippo on my list, and he had the best colors, the best facial expressions, and the best look overall. I just like Biff. I've never had him in the game, but he just seems really cool and I would love to have him visit my island sometime. In the next spot, we've got Ketchup the Peppy Duck, who was born on July 27th. I saw Ketchup for the first time a few weeks ago, just a picture of her online, and she was adorable. She's a little duck and looks like a tomato, which I guess that's what her name is after, but she's just so cute. I had to add her to my top 10. She's definitely one of my favorite looking ones, and I hope that someday she'll visit my island. I would love to have her. Alright boys, this is 7th place, but as you can see on the screen, there are 2 people there, and why you might ask, it's because it's a tie between 7th and 6th place. These are my 7th and 6th top people in Animal Crossing, and why they have tied is because they were my starters on my island, and we've just grown a special bond, kinda like Jay. But these two have been around a lot longer and have grown a deeper bond, and we've all became good friends. So starting it off is Sheldon the Jock Squirrel. His birthday is February 26th, and the other one is Deva the Sisterly Frog, who was born on October 2nd. So I'm glad these two were my starters, and they definitely have grown onto me. I hope they can stick around and don't want to leave the village, but if they choose to, I will let them leave. As we enter the top 5, I just want to say, these were really hard to put in a specific order of who I like best. They are all so cool to me and look super sick. So at number 5, we have Wolfgang. He's a cranky wolf, born on November 25th. He just looks so sick. He's one of the cooler wolves in my opinion, and I just love his design, the way he looks, and everything about him. Coming up next is Del the Cranky Alligator, who was born on May 27th. I love the alligator design for 1, and 2, I love his colors. They look so good together. I think he could have honestly even been higher on the list if he wasn't the cranky attitude guy. I don't really love how his eyes are like slanted, I guess. Not slanted, but like his eyelids are a little low because he's cranky and stuff. But other than that, he's still one of my top 10 and he looks so good. At number 3, we've got Rolf the Cranky Tiger, who was born on August 22nd, and I just gotta say, his colors are perfect. You cannot go wrong with the white and black combo. Even if it was switched, I think he would still be in this place. They are just such a good combo together, and I love it. I think he could have also been higher up, just like Del, if he wasn't cranky. If he had like a good attitude, he would look so much better even. He's top 3, so let's move on to number 2. In the number 2 spot, we've got Boots the Jock Alligator, who was born on August 7th. Just look at him. It's pretty obvious why he's number 2. He is adorable, and like I said, I love the alligator design. He's just so cute. He looks like a little brother alligator or something that you gotta be friends with and protect. I love this dude, and that's why he's number 2 on my list. And last but not least, my number 1 is Lobo the Cranky Wolf. He was born on November 5th, and I just love purple and white together. The like fading away of the white on his tips just looks so good. And there's not much else to say. The wolf design looks amazing, and it's one of the top tier designs in the game. Lobo is my number 1, and I really, really hope that I can get him on my island someday. So this was my top 10 best and worst Animal Crossing villagers in New Horizons. I really, really hope you did enjoy, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because it really does help me. It gives me motivation to keep doing this, and I just love making videos. So thank you for watching. That's all from me. Peace.